right now on Fox 35 News at 10.
Consider this. If voters legalize medical marijuana next month, some people, well, they're concerned that people on welfare could be allowed to use tax dollars to buy marijuana.
I would definitely put restrictions on that.
New at 10, after the break, what is being done to stop tax dollars from being used to buy pot? With less than a month to go until the November election, the debate over whether to legalize medical marijuana is heating up.
Yes, I do! Yes, I do!
So we know how they feel. But a special campaign bus supporting Amendment 2 made stops at UCF and Winter Park today. And Attorney John Morgan made it clear that this vote will be close, and he is still looking for support.
If young people come out and vote in November, this passes. If they don't, it's going to be a much tougher sled. The pharmaceutical industry has a vested interest in this not passing.
Opponents argue that Florida has already legalized a type of medical marijuana called Charlotte's Web. And they also say that the current proposal for legalizing more medical pot has just got too many loopholes. So if voters approve medical marijuana in November, this is the concern, that people on welfare would be able to buy medical pot with their benefits.
Fox 35's Ann Keel investigates the push to make sure that doesn't happen.
The concerned welfare recipients won't just stick to the grocery store shelves to buy food and other necessities. With their government-issued debit cards that are currently being used by more than 48,000 families in Florida.
I think there is a total abuse of the system.
Top of mind, medical marijuana.
I would definitely put restrictions on that.
That is, if it is legalized in the Sunshine State come November.
We're trying to make sure that it's used for milk and for bread for your kids and for you, not for booze or drugs. I mean, it's that simple to me.
State Representative Rich Workman, who is opposed to medical marijuana, says Florida needs to get ahead of what he considers a real potential problem, one that's already on the radar in Washington. The U.S. House of Representatives passing the so-called No Welfare for Weed bill. Supporters want to prevent people from using their welfare debit cards to make purchases at stores that sell marijuana, or using the business's ATMs to withdraw cash. It's now up to the Senate to introduce legislation.
I'm glad the federal government is having this conversation because it highlights the problem of calling it medicine.
When federal officials called on the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to take action now in states like Colorado, where medical marijuana is legal, this response was written. The department's secretary claims they don't have the authority to stop transactions where pot is sold. A 2012 federal law does, however, speak to strip clubs. There is a no swiping policy here.
Also in the list of prohibited businesses, liquor stores and casinos. In fact, the Department of Health and Human Services can actually punish a state if they don't implement policies and procedures in place to try and combat the abuse of these benefits.
The federal government can absolutely seek a refund of that money or stop paying the states the money if the money's not used in accordance with the federal government direction.
But Orlando attorney Troy Kishbaugh, who is interested in representing local medical marijuana treatment centers, doesn't believe they should be lumped into the same category as these businesses.
If it is a medicine, then it falls in line with any other type medicine, be it a cough syrup, a headache reliever, whatever it may be.
Clearly a controversial topic that is heating up. A vote on Amendment 2 that would legalize medical marijuana in Florida is fast approaching. People we spoke with also split on the use of taxpayer-funded benefits for the drug or medication.
There should be a limit on something like that.
I think if people need it for medical reasons, then sure.
Ann Keel, Fox 35 News.
Well, U.S. Senator Jeff Sessions of Alabama has promised to introduce a Senate bill similar to the House legislation that would prevent the purchase of medical marijuana with welfare benefits. He says he wants to close a loophole on behalf of American taxpayers.